today's video is going to be a little different because I don't want to do a vlog. Well, today I want to give you an update on my shoe collection. I have so many vintage shoes and I realized that the last time that I made a video on them was like 3 or 2 years ago, and I've definitely have since then added a lot of pairs to my collection, so I figured I would show you those today. Before we get into it, let's test today's tea. This is lavender and lemon verbena. It smells so good. I love lemon verbena, also like in bath things. Wow, this is very good. I love lavender syrup in coffee. If you've never tried it, give it a go. It's kind of hard to find lavender syrup though. But yeah, if you ever get the chance, try that. It's very, very good. I like it. It smells so nice, so fresh. When I was a teenager, my mom took me to France and we like visited the lavender fields, and it was such a beautiful time, so this kind of reminds me of that. So anyway, some of you might be wondering why we're in this weird little area of the apartment that I don't really show you. This wasn't even like part of the makeover series because like such a random little hallway. It just connects our bedroom, Teddy Boy's room, the bathroom, and the toilet. But we used the space to put a giant wardrobe here, and I actually got some questions about what is in here, and you might think I'm a little insane, but basically all that's in here are shoes and jackets. I also have some shoes right on top, like all the way up there, just because there wasn't enough space in the actual wardrobe. But yeah, I figured today I would just kind of give you a little rundown of all the pairs that we have. So let's get going. I'm just gonna open this. Yeah, you can definitely see I have like my shoes, jackets, and then there are even more shoes down here. Let's just start. These I showed you in the prior video. Oh, also I like made a video on my shoe collection as said, and then also one where I kind of like explain 1960s shoe trends. I'm gonna link both of these videos for you. But yeah, I talked about these before, so let's start with these, because I mean I've had them for like a year or two, but I don't think I've talked about them. So these are 1970s, like a mixture between a sandal and a sneaker. I love them. I like the band, and like at the beginning I was thinking about exchanging this band, but I do actually really like the lacing. And yeah, these are just so cool. They like have a little writing down here. No idea what that means. I got them, I think I thrifted them online. They like seem to still have a bit of the tag. I cannot tell you what the brand is, but I love them. I feel like shoes like these are just perfect with any sort of 70s outfit because they are kind of a mixture between a more sporty shoe, then they also like have the classic 1970s platform, and they're just overall a great pair of shoes to be both worn with pants and skirts. Okay, these, you know, these. Moving on, I got this pair of black boots because I so far only had black vinyl boots, which I love, but they're like a little looser around the ankles, and I don't know if it is me, but I feel like most of the boots and shoes that I have don't really fit me around the ankle. Like usually everything's big around the ankle for me, so I found these. These are 70s boots. They have like a very classic shape. This kind of shape was kind of popular in the 70s because in the 60s shoes were like either square or round, and you didn't really have that like little dent in the front. But yeah, I love them. I think they're amazing. They have like a smaller heel. This kind of style was also really popular in the 90s, but it originated in the 70s, which I think is kind of funny because you usually think about the 70s with like big platforms, but this kind of shoe shape was popular too, and that kind of heel shape actually was popular in the 60s as well. Okay, up here I have my warm winter booties. First one being this one. I love how they're red. It's like such a beautiful tinted leather. They have like a little metal detailing up here, LR. Don't know what that stands for. If you know anything about any of these shoes, please let me know. Someone also like fixed them, which is great. I take my shoes to the cobbler quite often because I think it's just important to maintain them, and this is something that I just usually cannot fix on my own. They are lined with some sheep wool, and yeah, they're so comfortable, so warm. And then I also have these, which you might think they're pretty similar. They kind of are, but if you like put them next to each other, you can definitely tell that there's a difference. These are like more brownish, and they also go up a little higher on my leg. Also, if you're wondering, I always have like one shoe in the front and then the other one in the back so that I can see all the shoes that I have. Yeah, this is the other winter boot that I have. It's also very nicely, very warm lined. I love how like most of vintage shoes have like some information up here. Yeah, I personally love it when shoes have like these kind of seams because that was popular in the 60s as well. Yeah, It just says Brigitte down here, but I think that's like a sole that was put on afterwards. Kind of looks like it at least. It also says made in Italy down here. With shoes, I feel like it's hard because usually you cannot tell the tag or anything, but these are great. I personally think I have like a lot of shoes with like quite the heel, so having something like this is perfect for days where I just roam around with Teddy Boy. These, I don't know if I talked about them in the prior video. I don't think I did, but these are like little vinyl booties from the 60s. They're silver. They're so cool. I feel like these dressier shoes you can often get at like a very good condition because they just weren't worn out that much. But yeah, these pair. And then also, but I think I showed you that in the prior video, these, just some classic 70s booties. Nice little suede. With these I actually like the seams too, because they kind of go up. It's like a little more different, but then this kind of rounded plateau in the front was so popular in the 70s. So yeah, I have these as well. Also, if you're wondering, yes, I have an insane amount of shoes. No, I don't feel weird about it. And yes, I wear all of them, every now and then at least. Okay, next up are these. I actually wore these yesterday. This kind of heel, like that kind of material, was popular in the 70s because that was kind of where it originated. Like before the 70s, you couldn't really get that kind of material for heels. What I love about this shoe is like the different little seams and like the kind of pattern that it has, and the color. This is like such a nice warm brown, simply perfect. Moving on, I think I showed you these in the video before, but I just can show you these over and over again because these are my all-time favorite boots. These are my go-to go-go boots. My boyfriend took them to the cobbler because the zipper was broken and they kind of attached it weirdly, if you can see. But yeah, anyway, I still love them so much. They're just perfect. I know they're so worn down. I try to keep them in good condition, but I just wear them all the time. These actually still have like their cool little vintage tag. I love these. Honestly, if anyone ever sees a pair of these being sold or like from the same brand, because I know that they make them in different colors, a black pair would like be my holy grail. But yeah, so far I have these and I love them. Wear them all the time. Next up, these are a little more of like ankle booties. I realize I never close my shoes for some reason. But yeah, I do really like them. These are from the 70s as well. And what I like is that they're a mixture between like regular leather and suede. And then they have this like little detail. I feel like these are perfect for all sorts of hippie and like folklore kind of looks. Very bohemian if you ask me. Next up, in the 60s and 70s, colorful shoes were all the rage, and I found these little magical ones. And at first I was unsure whether they're from the 70s. Someone sent me a picture of a boot that is very similar, so I think that it might be from the same line. I'm not sure, but one thing that like gives me a clue that this might be from the 70s is that they are actually lined with real leather. Usually that's something that people don't really do anymore nowadays because it's just a lot more expensive than lining them with something else. But yeah, I love these. They're like a cowboy boot sort of shape. So beautiful though. Colors are perfect. They have like the zipper in the back. Unfortunately, these are a little big. These are a size 41 and I usually wear like a size 38. So I don't really wear these, but I cannot part with them. I feel like one day I will just give them away, maybe to a friend where I can like visit them, if that makes any sense. Yeah, for now I'm just gonna keep them. Sometimes I wear them, but I can't walk really far in it because my foot kind of like swivels down. However, I found these, and then shortly after I found an even more perfect pair. Honestly, these are, in my taste, even better, and I think they are from the same brand because they are really similar in the way that they're made. So I prefer this shape actually. I think that these are rather from the late 60s, also have that seam, and then they're not really leather but like a corduroy kind of velvet material. They're embroidered. These are so perfect for a Stevie Nicks kind of look. They also don't have a heel, and I think they're from the same brand, or they might be, because they also have the zipper in the back. They're also lined with real leather, but then they don't have like any tag, any information, nothing. So yeah, I, as said, already made a video about these and like showed them, I think, in a thrift with me, and someone actually found these online and they were like from the 60s and 70s. So yeah, that's like my guess. Also, with a lot of these shoes, I cannot really tell you when they're from definitely, but I'm just trying my best. These I think I also showed you in that prior video. Yeah, they're kind of falling apart because these are, I always thought that they're like from the 60s, but I recently found out that they're much rather from the 40s or 30s, maybe even 20s. So that's absolutely insane. I love them, but they're kind of falling apart as well. But these are just so perfect for all sorts of Stevie Nicks looks. And I think it is insane that these shoes might be 100 years old and they're still in pretty good condition. Like, they're a little broken up here, but other than that, this is still a very wearable shoe. Okay, I have some velvet boots up here, but I know that I showed you these in the prior video. Let's check these one out because these are like rather new, I'm just gonna say. I feel like most of these I got like 1 or 2 years ago when I was like living in my old apartment. I did like a lot of shopping back then, kind of like I made like a lot of videos and built a big part of my collection. But yeah, I love these. These are kind of slouchy in the 60s and 70s. A lot of shoes also were like socks kind of. There were even knitted shoes, which is insane, but I'm later gonna talk about that. But yeah, these are just the most perfect green suede. If I have pictures of me wearing these boots and shoes, I'm just gonna put them up. But yeah, I love these. Honestly, the color is to die for. The shape is very popular, like it's kind of like that angular shape that was popular in the 70s, but I feel like they also work really well for all sorts of 60s looks. Okay, we're finished with this. Maybe let's do the ones on top and then the ones on the bottom. Okay, right on top here, these are so cool. I feel like I talked about these before. Everyone knows Swedish has-beens, but did you know that there's a company from Denmark called Senida, and they kind of make a similar style. This is a model from, I believe, the late 60s or the early 70s. I looked it up once, but I kind of forgot. And I love how they kind of like go around your ankle. They're so cute. So if you're looking for like Swedish has-been kind of style, but you can't find anything, try typing in Senida, because you might find something like this, which is absolutely dreamy. Keeping it going, what's next? Oh yeah, I think I showed you these before. These are candies. Yeah, I don't think candies even is around anymore, but they're just white wooden heels. Wooden heels were so popular in the 60s and 70s, and I love them. They're so comfortable, they're so great to walk in. These I've shown you before. I'm unsure about these. They're like a little dusty up there, but I do really like them. This kind of buckle detail was really popular in the 60s and 70s, and I love the shape. It's like that reddish leather again. Pierre Cardin Paris. I mean, I know that brand, but I don't know if they like make shoes anymore. I do believe so though. Yeah, this is the sole. These are actually in pretty good condition still as well, even though I wear them quite a bit because I love them. Next up, oh yeah, I actually got these thrifting too, and what I love about them is that I used to have these wooden heels. I actually took them away because they were falling apart. If you watched that old video, I actually included them. They were from my mom's collection. They weren't vintage. But then I found this pair, which these are actually vintage, and I just love them. They're like the perfect 60s sandal. They're pretty high, but wooden heels are so comfortable to walk in. They like have this really cool design down here. This is the tag from the thrift store that I cannot seem to get off. But yeah, I love these. These are like my perfect little black sandals, and I love them with all sorts of hippie looks. Next up, these white shoes, you know, and then maybe we'll continue when we go to the other part of the closet, because believe me, there's another part. So let's keep it going with the shoes I have down here. Let's start with these. These are black boots. I still have my pair of old black boots. I think I'm going to show you these in a second, but they are falling apart, and so I got these. And while I really like them, these are from the 60s. They have like the classic double seam. I actually thrifted them last year in Vlogmas, but while I really like them, I prefer the old ones, and it's the height. I personally like boots that don't go up all the way to your knees, and that kind of shape was really popular in the 60s when they kind of like end a little further down, so like kind of here, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I like them, but not as much as I could love boots like these. So I wear them, but I personally think if I would find another pair like the ones that I'm going to show you in a second, they're literally falling apart, I would wear these more. These are also from my mom's collection. They're suede boots, and they have that kind of wedge heel. that was popular in the 70s, and I just really like them. They're just such a cool look, and the heel isn't really that high, so you can walk in these forever. But if I'm like fully being honest, I can wear in heels pretty far, pretty long. Even while I was pregnant, that didn't really bother me. And it also has this cool like little girl down here, a very 70s look. This seems like a good opportunity to clean the shoes and like get them organized. These shoes, I have such a weird relationship with this pair of shoes. I personally love them. I think they're so cool. They are by Saha, which is like a very popular brand for 60s and 70s shoes. Yeah, but these are definitely vintage, and while I really like them, I love like the style, I just find myself never really wearing them. And I don't know what it is. I think it might be the heel shape. I just prefer a thicker heel. But I don't know what it is. I was actually thinking if like in January or February, or like some point when Vlogmas is over, I should start like a little series where I basically try to style every single piece of clothing that I have. Let me know what you think. Like I was thinking about starting just day one, styling something, and then slowly working my way all the way through the closet, styling every single pair of shoes. And then if I realize I cannot style it or I just don't like it, I could just let it go. But I don't know if that's like absolutely insane because there are so many shoes, so many pieces. So maybe I could do like category by category. I could just start with like shoes or boots or whatever. Yeah, let me know if you would like to see that, because I feel like that would be great for like short kind of videos. Let me know. These are so cool. I actually feel like for a while I really much like that late 60s Anita Pallenberg kind of cooler look. Now I kind of currently really much love that 60s kind of bubblegum, very classic look. However, like today this is a vintage Laura Ashley blouse from the 1960s, very much from like one of their first collections, a little tie. I feel like currently I'm very much wearing like these 60s looks, these like mid 60s looks, but I feel like this blouse, as said, is from the late 60s and it could work for like an Anita Pallenberg kind of look. And for these looks, I love these shoes. These are snakeskin, not real snakeskin though, I believe. They're from the late 60s and they're just so perfect. They just remind me so much of Anita Pallenberg. They're honestly so cool. I love them. Such an amazing pair of shoes. But I currently honestly don't really wear them that much, even though they're great because they also don't have a heel. And I know that like while I was pregnant, I actually wore these a lot at the end of my pregnancy. At the end of my pregnancy, my legs were kind of like a little swollen from the water. So some of my boots didn't really fit me that well, but these are just a little wider, so they still fit me perfectly fine. Luckily enough, I now have two pair of shoes that I got gifted from the same brand. They're both by the Hippie Shake. I think they make really cool clothes from the 60s and 70s, and they usually gift me something from their collection. So I have this pair of boots. They're so perfect. I believe they're like the Dreamers. It's like the Dreamers collection. I can't quite recall it. But I think they're still available. You have to check their website though. But yeah, these are really cool. I feel like they would also work really well with what I'm wearing today. And then this was the first pair of shoes that I had from them. I think they're the Whole Lotta Lover boots, something like that. I don't know if they're still available. You need to check the website. But they're so cool, honestly. Just lace them up all the way to your legs, and they also come with really long laces, which I think is great because when I like tie them, there's still a lot of lace left, which makes me think that if you have like a bigger leg, you're like a curvier person, this also works really well. But yeah, these are cool. These kind of boots were really popular in the 60s and 70s, that kind of gladiator style. Patty Boyd wore it a lot, but it was just popular overall. I'm a little out of breath talking so much right now, but let's keep it going. Next up are these boots. These are a winter pair that I wear a lot. You definitely saw me wear these this Vlogmas. I love that little detail. Do you see this like cutie little seam? So cute. And I actually wear them so much because look at that. They're aligned with like a fur, like a little sheepskin. They're so comfortable. And these are actually Salamander. You can see like in here. Salamander is like a very popular shoe brand in Germany. It's from like the area where my great grandfather used to live and when we used to visit him like a couple of times a week. whenever I needed shoes, my mom would take me there. They're still around, they still make shoes, and it's funny because when I bought these, I think I got them thrifting as well. My mom was like, even when I was a kid, I wore these, so these were definitely popular in the 60s and 70s, at least where I am from. With these next shoes, I'm a little on the verge between loving them and not quite loving them. So I found these last year, I think, randomly thrifting, and they are terry cloth slippers, and I love them honestly because like in the 70s that was so popular. I love terry cloth. I like have an entire terry cloth collection. However, I took them with me for vacation, and I feel like as soon as you use them, I only kind of use them at the beach, they start to get this really weird dark color, and I tried to clean them but I couldn't, and now I'm wondering, can I put these in the washing machine? Because I do like them. They're very comfortable. They kind of like have foam under here, but I don't know how to clean these. So if anyone has some ideas, let me know, because otherwise I don't think I can wear these for much longer. They were a really nice like orangey yellow when I got them. These are the black boots I was talking about earlier. Please brace yourself. I know I know they're in such horrible condition at this point. I love them though. They're like vinyl. They're such a cool shape, but you can see like they're absolutely falling apart. I took these to the cobbler and he was basically like, yeah, I don't know if I can fix these because they're like absolutely gone, and like the leather is kind of falling apart, but I love them. These were like my dreamiest. Look at these, how much they're worn down. I wore them so much. I wore them pretty much every single day, and I love them, and that's why I cannot part with them. But realistically, I haven't worn them this year yet, I think, because they're just falling apart. I think I also showed you these in the prior video, but these are another one of my all-time favorite boots. They have this big buckle. I actually got these off of Vinted, but then the seller lived in Berlin and I was too at the time, so we went to her house and picked these up. They're amazing. With like a lot of vintage boots, I find that the zipper only goes up to like a certain point. Like some of them go up all the way, but I have seen quite a few pairs where they only go up to here. The seller said that they're kind of like tight and you have to check if they fit your leg. Luckily, they fit mine, but honestly, they are kind of tight. Like they fit me perfectly right now. And so actually while I was pregnant, I couldn't like fully pull these up. So I feel like with a lot of vintage boots, they're kind of tight around like this upper part. Luckily, I fit most of them. But yeah, if anyone knows the brand, there's like at least this on the zipper. I don't know, I just feel like a lot of vintage boots are rather small. I would love to hear all of the experiences that you have made with vintage boots, because I feel like it's not really that size inclusive, but I love them. Honestly, the buckle is perfect. Next up, cowboy boots. I love them. They're perfect for like a 60s Woodstock kind of look. I have these. They're so amazing. I actually wear them so much this year. I wear them every year, honestly. I take them with me wherever I go, and I kind of treat these as like hiking boots. So whenever we like go hiking or on an adventure, I will wear these. They're perfect. They keep the foot warm, but then if it's hot outside, they don't really. Like they're just so amazing. They have a leather sole, so I feel like it's kind of a little worn down, but I can definitely take these to the cobbler and get them fixed, because you can tell that someone already like put something on here to get them fixed at some point. But yeah, I truly love these. So yeah, I feel like I'm talking so much, my mouth is kind of dry. Let's do a little tea break and then we can continue with this side of the wardrobe. My boyfriend's mom came over the other day and she looked at this. She was like, you have so many shoes. Like, what do you do with all of these? I was like, yeah, I wear them. And she was like, oh, maybe I can come over for like, in Germany we don't really celebrate Halloween, we celebrate Fasching. So everyone dresses up in like February. It's like a German kind of thing. She was like, oh, when that comes around, maybe I can come over and like borrow an outfit. I was like, sure, you can treat my closet as like a little costume. I'm absolutely fine with that. I just realized I forgot to put on my earrings. Let me quickly get those. I know it doesn't really matter and you can't really see them because of my hair, but to me it kind of matters. So, just some white little hoops. I love my outfit today. I think I need to show you a little better in like a second. But yeah, blouse, a like big belt, a mini skirt. However, let's continue with this part of the closet. Maybe I can like tilt the camera a little. Okay, let's continue with this part of the wardrobe. Also, we picked up this wardrobe. It was also like a 60s find. And this was so cool because we actually went to this like woman's house and she said, yeah, this is my grandparents' house. And her father was there, so this was like the house where he grew up in. And they actually still had the original receipt of this like glued to the bag. And I believe that this is from like 62 where they bought it. I don't quite recall it, but that was actually pretty cool because he like told us how this was always in his room growing up. So yeah, let's continue over here. Maybe we'll just continue with the shoes up there. I'm starting with these. I think I showed you these before. They're not 60s, I believe. They're made in Spain. They're Espandrills, which is this kind of like wedge shoe where it has this material by the sides. I really like them for like a Stevie Nicks kind of look. They're so perfect with like the lace and the beading. I actually found them thrifting too for like $2 or $3. You can just kind of like tie them around your leg, going up like this. They're wonderful. Honestly, I really like them. Next up, I do believe I showed you these as well. They're college shoes from like a woman who went to college in the 70s. I bought these, and I know this sounds weird, but when I buy something online, when I like thrift something, I sometimes ask people like where they got the shoe. Like sometimes people even tell you without asking, but sometimes people then really open up and they're like, oh yeah, no, this used to be very sentimental and I like it. So this woman, she was just like, I went to college and these, it's been like 40 years, 50 years almost, I'm like decluttering and I just want these to be in a good home. So I got them and I do really like them. They're college shoes from the US because she went to the US for college, and so she just like kept them as a keepsake. That's really cool actually. Okay, now I quickly need to go around here because I have some shoes up there. I don't know if you can see me anymore. 3 pairs of shoes all the way over there. Let me quickly show you those. First off, I have this pair by Mott shoes. They're perfect for like a classic early 60s look. They have the little T-strap. This was like a style that was popular coming from the 50s going into the 60s. So yeah, in like the early and mid 60s, this was popular. It has like 2 little stripes, a red one and a white one, and this really cool heel. I also have these. These are salamander as well. I tell you, like, I think because this is like kind of from the area where I used to live, and like it's not that far from where I live now, and that was just such a popular brand. There are a lot of pieces around. So they made these really cool shoes in the 70s with like the big buckle. I don't even know if this was 70s. Maybe it was late 60s because I tried to look up some old catalogs and I actually found them in one of them, but I don't quite recall it. I think it was either the one from 1968 or the one from 1972 or 3. I don't quite recall it, but they're really cool. And then I also have these. I found them on the streets in Berlin. I think I told you multiple times. They're dancing shoes from the 60s. They're silver. They have like the coolest little buckle. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wear these probably around Christmas. I always wear them on Christmas or New Year's Eve because they're just so sparkly and perfect. Okay, moving on over here. This is rather organized. Maybe I can quickly show you. So these are platform shoes with like a little exception. One shelf Mary Jane's, a second shelf with Mary Jane's and sandals. And then honestly, these are just shoes that didn't really have space anywhere else. Anyway, let's continue. Starting up here. I think I showed you these in the other video as well. They're from the 70s, perfect platforms. These fit me like a dream. They're so amazing. They are really high, but they're actually pretty comfortable. I don't know if anyone else like connects pieces with like special moments in their life, and I wore these to like the birthday party of my best friend's back then new boyfriend, and now they're married, and these shoes always remind me of that, and I think that's really beautiful actually. Then I have a very similar pair by Mott shoes. These are so cool. I think they might still be available. Perfect for like a 70s look. I love them honestly. Pretty cool with like the little toe hole in the front. The colors are also so 70s on this. Next up, these shoes. These are such a love story for me. I saw them in like a magazine from the 70s, and then I found them, and they're just so perfect. They look like carved wood down here. It says like 1975, and I believe that's the year when they were made actually. Yeah, I believe so, because the other dates are older, like it says 59 over here. That's so cool, honestly. I love bob peas, the perfect hippie kind of shoe. They have this really cool, like a very colorful band up here, a little leather. These are Afis International, it says. Yeah, these are so perfect. Honestly, I love them. So comfortable, great to wear. And these are honestly like a holy grail kind of shoe. I know I will never part with these. Moving on, pretty similar to the dance shoes that I showed you. This is like the equivalent in the 70s. This only like has a little bit of a plateau, but a thick like heel in the back. They're perfect for disco looks. Angelique Shoe Salon, which means like Angelique boot boutique, shoe boutique, something like this, made in France. Very great. And it's so funny because something broke in the heel. Listen. Do you hear this? So when I walk, it kind of like clickered. I don't know what it is and I don't know how to fix it because like the heel is intact. I don't mind it, but it's funny when you walk with it. Moving on. These Marda Monti made in Italy shoes. I do love shoes that have this kind of like shape in the front. They kind of look like loafers but with a heel. Love white shoes. You cannot have enough cream or white shoes if you want to dress 60s and 70s. So yeah, I love them. Thick heel, probably from the late 60s. Next up, I got these when I first got into 60s style so many moons ago. This was like so long ago when I got like into 60s. These are from Topshop. Yeah, so they're not vintage. Kind of like have a snakeskin look. Yeah, they're a really cool like plateau kind of heel. And I do still wear them. They're so high and they don't really have a lot of plateau. So walking in these is painful after a little bit, but actually I do really like them and I still wear them. I feel like they're great for all sorts of glam rock looks. Moving on to my holy grail, Mary Janes. I love Mary Janes. I feel like generally this is like the popular shape of shoe in the 1960s, but then also they're just like my absolute favorite. Also, speaking of popular shoe shapes in the 1960s, I just quickly need to add this. I used to have a pair of white go-go boots. I actually wore them like a week ago in a Vlogmas video, and then I went out and like while I was walking I was like, this kind of feels weird. I came back and took them off. Turns out the entire sole had like broken on both shoes, so I had to part with them unfortunately. Yeah, now I'm on the look for a new pair of white go-go boots. If anyone sees one, let me know. These I got gifted too. They're by Tijen. Yeah, they also make glasses and shoes, which is a funny combo, but they gifted me those. They actually look like they have this really cool buckle, which they don't. It's like a Velcro, but I do like them. I like it when Mary Janes have a little bit of a heel. I love the shape, I love the color, and like the vinyl optic of this was so popular. Next up, I have a black pair. These also have a little bit of a heel and this like little thingy right here. They're cute. They're just perfect for every day. I feel like I wear them a lot because these are kind of the shoes that I gravitate toward when I feel like nothing else works, but I do think they always just add something to the outfit. Next up, I rather recently got these. These aren't vintage. I got these while on summer vacation. They're velvet little Mary Janes and they're so cute. I also love the clasp. It kind of like goes through this, which is so cool. Yeah, they're this really cool blue color. This one's actually fine. On the other one I spilled paint when we like painted our bedroom, but it kind of came off. So yeah, I really like them. I usually wear these around the house if I'm being honest because they're so comfortable. Moving on, I love these. They have like the coolest little used to be tag up here. I remember finding these thrifting and I believe they were rather inexpensive. And I was like, how is it possible? These are so cool, honestly. These are to die for, and I believe if I would have found them on Etsy, they would have been like a couple hundred bucks probably because they're in such good condition. I love them. They have this like really cool design right here. A very, very cool suede dark red heel. Next up, I feel like I talked about these before because technically these are the perfect Mary Janes with like the shiny vinyl leather, and then you can tie them up here. These are tap shoes, which I don't quite mind actually. They're kind of comfortable to walk in. However, they are so loud. I don't know, like this is kind of the sound that you make when you walk in these. So I actually am thinking if we can like sew these off because it's like nailed in there. So yeah, I actually talked to my boyfriend about it and he said that he's gonna get like a sew for metal and then we can take these off and see if it's better, and maybe if it isn't I can just take them to the cobbler and get like a new sole put on. I saw these on the Mod Shoes website, fell in love, and then they gifted me these for like work that I did for them. So yeah, these are so perfect. These are the perfect white Mary Janes. I love the cutout. You can like tie them up here, add a little bow. These are so cute and very comfortable. I'm just gonna say this with the Mod Shoes. Wearing these for the first time, it's like a little painful. Like the first maybe 2 to 3 times. It is painful, I'm just being honest with you, but you can like wear socks, and then if you have made it through that, once you've come out on that other end, it's perfect. Like now I can just put these on. I feel like I honestly could walk in these for hours and hours and my legs wouldn't get tired because they're so comfortable now. Next up on my Mary Jane kind of shelf, I have these. I recently got these gifted by Vivaya, and what I love about these is that these are made from recycled plastic bottles. They gifted me 4 pairs of shoes. I'm gonna quickly show you all of these, and I actually have a code for you where you can save a little bit on these. So honestly, they are beautiful. The color is so dreamy. I love them. The shape is really cool. I've worn them around the house a lot lately because it's like a little coat to wear them out. But these are so dreamy. They come in multiple colors, and yeah, they're just very eco-friendly. I'm gonna put up some like clips on how I would style these, but honestly, this is such a cool shoe. The next pair that I got, I feel like you've actually seen me style all of these pairs for Vlogmas before. I recently wore these out, so now I have to clean them. But this just goes to show you that they are so comfortable because they're like knitted. These are perfect for different like sizing. No matter what size your leg is, they fit you really well and they're so comfortable. These are so amazing. I wore these with like some tights in the same color, and it looked like that kind of invisible trend from the 60s where people's tights were attached to their shoes. So I love these, and also the shape of the heel is so perfect. Honestly, speaking of knitted shoes, I'm just gonna put up some pictures here because that was like such a big trend in the 60s and 70s. And I do also really like these. These are classic black boots. What I love about these, first of all, they're very warm and they're really water repellent, even though it doesn't really look like it. They're so soft, nice to walk in. And I think I said it earlier how a lot of the boots are kind of weird around my ankle. Maybe it's because I'm short, maybe it's because I have really small ankles, I don't know. But usually they're just a little, and then sometimes that's just not the most comfortable thing, honestly. But these are so perfect, match the shape of your leg perfectly. So yeah, these black ones are absolutely amazing. Also, as said, that kind of like knitted shoe trend was just a big thing in the 60s and 70s. And then last but not least, I have these ones. This is kind of like a style I usually don't really go for, but I did really like it for like a more dressed up kind of version. This was popular in the 50s going into the 60s, and I do really like them, like the cream kind of heel. I think the knitting looks so high quality, and they are. I've definitely worn both pairs of boots out for quite a bit. I even wore the black ones to a Greta Van Fleet concert like 3 weeks ago, and they were perfect. They are so comfortable, amazing, and you don't really have to break them in, which is amazing. So yeah, I think it's amazing because you always ask me where to get 60s and 70s style shoes. You can get them here and even get them with a good feeling because they're sustainably made. So yeah, I'm just gonna put the link right here. Make sure to shop them, make sure to use the code to save a little bit on these amazing shoes. Keeping it going, I actually have these. I get questions about these so much because they're so perfect. These are like some 70s thick wooden heels. I love the thick heel. I love the folded leather. They're so amazing. I have no clue where you can get these. I got them thrifting. They're absolutely perfect. They even like have quite the profile, so you can kind of like wear them when you go on like a hike. Yeah, just saying like hike maybe like for an hour or two, not obviously for the full day, but they're amazing, honestly. Next up on the sandal shelf are these Lorenzi 6th edition leather. I think I thrifted these too. And these kind of like have that tight like gladiator style as well. I love shoes where it's kind of like a sandal, but then it also is like closed a little more, has a little heel that's just simply perfect for a 60s look. So next up, these are so cool. I found these thrifting and they're actually sadly falling apart. But these are so perfect. These are like little 60s style shoes. They have this big golden button here. Such a cool shape, perfect for a 60s look. They are also a little big, but look at this. I got them for $2. I didn't realize that was still under there. I've definitely worn them out a couple of times. But yeah, they're also pretty big on me, which then I try to wear them, but I feel like I was thinking about like even giving them away to one of you, but they're kind of like falling apart. So I just feel like I should wear them until they're completely falling apart. And then yeah, that's it. But I do love them. I think they're amazing. Next up, another pair of salamander shoes. Because as said, they were just popular and they're amazing. Like look at this design. This is like probably more from like the mid 60s, maybe from the 70s. Some styles from like the 60s had like a big comeback in the 70s. So yeah, I love them. I love the leather. And then this is so cool because it looks like you would have like do the clasp that actually is a button, which just makes things so much quicker. Yeah, I do really like them, and I think it is insane that like it says made in West Germany. I don't know if Salamander still makes their shoes in Germany. I don't know if like any big brand still makes their shoes in Germany, because even Adidas at one point made their shoes in Germany. But yeah, I think that these are just very high in quality. They're amazing and so comfortable. I love how with every pair of shoe I'm like, these are so perfect, they're amazing, but I love my shoes, honestly. I'm very much in love. These have been through it. I wore these pretty much all summer of 2022. I don't know, I just wore them pretty much all day. These are like really cool 70s style. I got them from my mom. It's like an old pair of hers. Yeah, they also have that heel. It just open in the front and then kind of like, oops, go around like this. And I think because they're black and that summer was so hot, I just wore them so much because they just go well with pretty much every single outfit. Next up in here, I have another pair of sandals, which I don't honestly know if I've ever worn these before. These I also got gifted by my mom. My mom kind of went through like her shoes a while back and then just decided that she didn't want to have a bunch of them, and some of them ended up at my house. I do like these. I feel like these are perfect for like a summer in France kind of look, like a late 1960s summer in France. But yeah, I haven't worn them yet. However, next summer we're gonna spend a part of it in southern France, so maybe I should bring these and wear them to that. Okay, I think I showed you these in that other video too. These are white platform shoes. They're amazing. They also are a little damaged already. I think it's just what happens when you like wear shoes for 50 years. But they're amazing, honestly. I love them. Next up, these is a recently thrifted pair. They have like a little golden detail. They're just slingbacks from probably the 60s. Just judging by that kind of shape. And then they even are lined with like this really cool fabric. I feel like with every pair I say how much I love them, but I truly do. I wear these so much. I feel like these would also be cool with what I'm wearing today. I feel like sometimes you have something on your thrift list and you like search eBay, Etsy, everything, and you don't find anything. Then one day in the thrift store you find them for like $5. That's what happened to me with these. I was looking for a pair of gladiator style sandals from the 60s and I found these and they are so perfect. They were my size. They were $5, $10, I don't know. They're amazing, honestly. I love these. I wore them so much last summer, this summer. I even like to wear them during fall with like some collared tights. So yeah, these are honestly amazing. And I feel like sometimes you just have to put out in the universe what you want, and then you might find it randomly in like a tiny little thrift store somewhere. And then last but not least, we're gonna end this with my trusty sandals. You've seen me wear these so much during the summer. These are so amazing, perfect like little 60s hippie kind of sandal. They're very comfortable, kind of slouchy. I love the green color, the kind of pattern. They're amazing, honestly. I love them. I've worn them so much and they're still in good condition. And I also like got these at the thrift store for like a couple of bucks. So they're amazing. Actually, the thrift store where I got everything that was like so inexpensive, I'm gonna visit my mom next week and I'm not gonna visit her until like noon. But I want to drive to my hometown like in the morning with baby boy, so maybe we should hit up that thrift store. That might be fun actually. That's it. About an hour later we made it through all of my shoes. Leave a comment down below telling me which of these pairs was your favorite one. Make sure to check out Vivaia if you're looking for some eco-friendly 1960s inspired shoes. They also like have a lot of modern styles if you're looking for that. Make sure to use the code to just save a little bit of money there. Please also let me know if you have any amazing 60s or 70s shoes. I'd love to see them. You can also DM me on Instagram, show me your shoes. I'd love to see that. Tag me in your pictures, honestly, if you post them. I will tell you how amazing you look in those shoes. If you have any questions regarding any of these shoes, let me know. If you want to see me do like this short series where I'm gonna style every single piece of clothing that I own, even though I don't know if it's really realistic for me to go through with that, let me know. I feel like I'm just gonna end today's video here because my boyfriend is working 19 hours yesterday and today combined, so I'm just at home with Teddy Boy and I need to keep him occupied, so I don't want to film for too long today. Also, just quickly need to show you, I actually showered with it. It's still the button for my grandma. I kind of like it. It works with so many outfits. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope you have a beautiful day. Go out, enjoy the sunshine, take some time to focus on you and your mental health today, and I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Bye everybody!